What would be your reading of our gains and our losses in education? Because it cannot be all losses. There must be gains. And it cannot be all gains. There must be losses. What have been the gains and the losses that you see in the system before we get to a flagship program like free SHS and all that has been said about it?
Well, it will be difficult to give a generic response to your question. Because as you know, there are different tiers of the educational structure.
So you would have to cite
we have basic, we have secondary,
right,
and we have tertiary. If you take basic, for example, I would say that in the last 5 years, basic education has suffered. Basic education has suffered largely because of government's fixation on the free senior school policy and its success. Because, you know, it's a product of political activity and discourse. So if you look at the funding, in the last 5 years, whilst the funding for secondary education has appreciated, the funding for basic education has been stagnant and at best gone down.
Right.
Tertiary has suffered similarly. So there is no, if you like, equity in the last 5 years in terms of supporting holistically all the different tiers of our education. As I speak, you know, one of the biggest issues we face in the basic educational sector is the fact that government is yet to make available textbooks based on a new curriculum that it introduced almost about 3 years ago. And why that has not happened, in spite of many assurances by the minister in response to questions that we have asked in Parliament, is so breathtaking. And the other area is also the arrears owed in terms of remitting what we call the capitation grant. And these are the grants that go to the headmasters for them to buy things like chalk, markers, registers. It's in areas of 4 tranches. And so
which is how long, basically?
This would be going back to, I think, 2019, that the capitation grants have not been remitted. So many headmasters have had to borrow to buy. Teachers have had to use their own monies to buy material that ought to be provided by the state. And so this is affecting teaching and learning at the basic level.